Right, here we are guys down at Golf Central tonight, and here we have the new Callaway Epic range. Now, we're going to do two separate videos because that's one reason. So, I've got the Maxes in my hand, LS and normal Max. Richo has the...
I've got the Speed.
The Speed.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. Over here. There you go.
Beautiful.
Callaway Epic Speed.
Yep.
Now, I want to do this by itself, and the reason for it is because it's actually a really good looking head. It's a pretty small looking head. But I think Richo has hit this thing better than anything here. Like he's hit it that very, very, very good.
Mate, it's really good. Really, really good. Never been overly taken. I've probably struggled with some of the past models of the Epics.
Yes.
Not really sure why, but always have. They've always looked good.
Yes.
Just really sort of never really had one where you go,
oh, that's
really good. But this one, I don't know whether it's a smaller head or
because it's still 460cc. So you'll see it in the video. Yeah, it's still 460cc, but they've got it stretched in a different way.
Yeah. Yep. But look, it sits nicely behind the ball. Just put the top of there and just
belt it.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't looked at the tech, but I know what's going on because Callaway hasn't changed too much, right?
No.
They've certainly added some stuff, and we'll go over that. So the cyclonic aerodynamics, the Cyclone, which is basically was from the Maverick. Probably got the name wrong. Sue me. But guess what? That's what it is. Aerodynamics. That's what they call the Speed. That's what it has in comparison to the others.
Yep.
So that's why it's called Speed. That's why I want to do it by myself, by itself. Carbon toe, triaxial carbon crown, which I've had for a long time.
Yep.
They've got the jailbreak in there, and as you can see now, they've just multiplied.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't know whether that's been what hasn't. But I have noticed with this that I have caught a couple out the toe and quite a few off the centre. And in past models, I've struggled with the one that doesn't come out of the centre. So the one that comes out of the centre has always been really good, but it's that one that comes a little bit off centre, and I look at it and go, oh, that's actually a long way shorter. It's where I feel with this one, this feels to be a lot more speed across that face. So I can get that one out of the toe and still get pretty good distance.
So do you think it's because of the
flash face?
The flash face SS21, well, do you think it's because of that?
Well, you know what, it could be, I don't know. But it certainly, like I said, I thought the Maverick was pretty good. We hit those.
Yes.
And I didn't hit those too bad. I thought, to me, that was a little bit better.
Yes.
This is certainly, as far as the Epic range have gone, I reckon they're pretty good.
I agree. Look, they've multiplied the jailbreaks. It's now a speed frame, so it basically connects. Yeah. Instead of having two bars, there is two bars, but then there's two little cornices in there. Yeah, then there's cornices in there to stable it. Yeah.
Yep.
It is that. Look, they're certainly pretty stable. They certainly are stable. Callaway's always been on the high side of ball speeds as well. So they've always sort of been somewhat on the quick side of things in comparison to maybe some other brands.
So Big Jace was here a little while ago, and I hit this.
Yes.
Tried to cut a few balls, a couple cut, but certainly not a lot. Like especially when you were really trying to cut it.
Yes.
And I did the same thing. I tried to really hook around and draw some, and it didn't really want to duck hook.
I think it's interesting,
and that's been the bit of the surprise with that is that they're all sort of holding the line pretty good. You know, you get a little bit of a fade or a little bit of a draw, but it's that shot where I really try and hook it round that, or I get myself in a position where I really hook around the ball, and the thing just ducks.
Big hook, yeah.
That still doesn't want it.
They're certainly like
interesting.
All the new drivers out at the moment seem very stable. And again, that everyone's heading towards what Ping have done for a long time, which is great.
It's the same thing, isn't it? It's about finding as close to the fairway as you can.
It's all well and good to hit out the middle, but when you don't, you've got to be able to get more out of it.
Yeah, because it's, you know, you plough it into the bush, you plough it into the water, you're in big trouble, aren't you? So, and that's what it's about, looking at something in a driver, is that
the head looks good, Richo.
Yeah, I think it sits really nice behind the ball.
Behind the ball, it does look very good.
Yeah, look at that, beautiful. To me, it's got that very traditional sort of shape behind the ball.
You'll see it in the close-ups.
Really good.
The shape's very, very good. Now, I probably actually think the shape's, in my opinion, better than the Epic Max.
Yep.
Max LS, not too much
You know
different. But
what? There's not much with it, is there? There's no just adjustability with the shaft, and that's it.
that sound and feel on this is very different than, let's say, the Max LS.
Yeah, because a couple of their drivers have had some different-ish sort of sound.
Yeah.
And some of that can be a little bit maybe off-putting. Oh, look, I think it feels really good. I
It's
think
like
it sounds really good.
Crushing.
It looks good over
It's
the
like
ball.
crushing carbon noise.
Yeah. Yep. I reckon it's
Yeah, certainly. Like that flash face is the computer design. Like that, Callaway's talking a lot about the AI computer. You know, so it's taking variable thickness all around the face for different players. So all of these are different. All these three drivers are slightly different faces, based on the player who might use them and mishit them and stuff. So, look, that's the one I was the most excited about. The speed. That's part of the reason why I've done it as a separate video. The ball speeds are very good. They're certainly up there with what Callaway have done in the past. Other people are catching up. Other companies are catching up for sure. But this still probably sits slightly up there by nothing.
Oh, it's really nice. Like
It's
I said,
very stable.
I'm more than happy to say that in the past, like I said, I struggled with some of their drivers. Oh, left. Like I said, I've struggled with some of their drivers in the past. Yet I reckon that's
That's
very
one
good.
thing I feel with this driver. I've hit it maybe 5 times now. I feel this would maybe want to go left a little easier. Maybe it's the setting, maybe it's the shaft, because we've got it sort of set up more for Richo, which is great. But I feel like it wants to go more left, even though you can't move any weights. It sits very good.
Certainly wants to, like I said, to me, it sits pretty good and certainly wants to stay nice and straight. Yeah, you're probably right. Probably for
It
you,
wants to go
probably
left, but it
does
comes
want
off
to go.
fast. It's strong. Like it's.
I feel that there's good ball flight with that, and it's moving forward. Some drivers can sort of pop a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I find the same thing with some irons and stuff that tend to want to pop, and then others want to move forward. That to me is in that category of a few drivers we've tested that wants to move forward.
It's as good looking as a golf club can get. I think
Oh, mate,
it's certainly up there with everything. The colouring as well. Imagine that on the shelf. That green looks good.
Imagine that in a camo bag.
Imagine that in Richo's bag.
I think it's a driver I could put in my bag and go, yeah. Look,
We definitely need to do some testing.
Whatever level that you're at, you know that we all got the ability to hit a bad shot.
Correct.
Right? So you can't blame the players.
Correct.
Right, for those. It's, do you feel you get a lot of good shots out of it?
If you go back
Yeah.
a couple of days, a week, 2 weeks, and watch the live Tuesday tee-off that we did,
Yep.
that will have us hitting a few, and Richo hitting a few, and Jace, and Zach Chipperfield, he hit a couple. Max LS for him was a rocket ship, same with Jace. Richo's hitting the speed really, really well. I didn't really hit any, but I like the look of the speed. I like to feel the speed over maybe than one of the next ones we're going to talk about.
Yeah. So I don't mind the colours are toned
And there's
down
no
a little
movable
bit.
weights.
And I like that.
That's yeah.
I really like just.
It does have a
Jailbreak.
lineup though.
Yeah, but that doesn't worry me. See.
Yep.
I don't have to have the lineup. If it's got the lineup, then that's good. It doesn't worry me. Look, I like it. Like I said, the colours are toned down a little bit.
Yes.
It's not too. There's a little bit of colour on the bottom, but it's not sort of too much. But certainly is.
The green is green, but it's like you said, it's a boom, it's a big whoosh across it, and then a bit there, and that's it.
Just a little bit there, and John, like I said, it's not too much. It's. I like it.
I like it
Like
a
I said,
lot too. I like it a lot too. Richo's
I might have to move on because
could be in the bag.
Do you know what? I've always been a
Phil Mickelson fan.
Well, I always thought they made good golf bags, and I always thought they made good golf balls.
Yeah.
Because I always thought the golf balls were very good.
Solid.
And the Apex range.
The Apex irons, yes. I would agree.
So drivers, like I said, just struggle a little bit. Maybe someone's looked at the swing and designed it just for me.
Epic Richardson.
no, like I said, there's a few drivers that we've hit. Like there's this one, and I should mention that.
You can mention it, mate. Like because it's what it's all about. It's all comparison.
Probably this. Titleist was pretty good.
The Titleist was good, yeah.
So this, the Titleist. What else we hit next? The Strixon was pretty
Strixon
good.
was alright. I reckon the Titleist probably had it over the Strixon for you, probably a little.
Probably, and yeah. What else did we get?
We haven't hit the Cobra yet. That'll be interesting.
Oh no, we haven't hit the new Cobra one. Right?
No.
Yep.
But,
So that'd be
but
interesting. But certainly this is like it's got the feel I want, the sound I like.
I think this is a little bit more of a package than the other two.
I reckon the ball flight's pretty good because it's a little bit lower.
Yeah, well,
right?
that's the strange thing, right? So Zach, because I thought I'd like this, and I do, strong and flat, I like it. Jason and Zach, both when they hit it, spinning up a whole lot more. For me, this thing stayed pretty low spin. You know, as you could sort of see there, I know it was dying me a little bit, even the first one wasn't.
I felt that, like I said, I do get a lot. Like I can.
You can get a risey one.
Yep. I felt this was more the ball flight that I'd be looking at to get reasonable
Maybe a little
distance.
bit more. Yeah.
And like I said, to me, yeah, we'd all love to hit it 50 metres more, but it's not about that. If I got a couple more metres,
yes,
right, and kept more on the fairway, I'm happy with that.
But
I think
that's all it takes.
For most golf courses, then I've still got enough length to be hitting reasonable shots. And even on par fives, you're going to have the odd chance, depending on the length of them, but certainly most of them with a hybrid on, you're going to get close.
Yeah, correct.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll put myself at least a wedge up.
Correct.
And I think it's the same thing. You get a par five, you can hit that in a hybrid and
Far away.
end up with wedge or an iron out. You're going okay. But I like it. Very good.
It is very nice. Go
Very
check
good.
it out.
So,
Classic head.
cool.
Go for it.
Mate, yep, we've got this, that.
Plenty of shafts.
Shaft op.
Plenty of shafts.
Yep.
MMT shafts.
Yep.
Lightweight smoke shafts. And plenty of other ones there that'll be upcharged and
Yep.
some no
What's that
upcharge as
shaft?
well. That's a smoke. It's a lightweight smoke green.
I love a good smoke.
Yeah. Was that? I am 10. There you go. You are 10. Perfect for you, mate. Perfect for Benny. It's Benny's club.
Mate,
I am 10. Ben 10.
I like
It's actually not too bad. It's relatively stiff because I don't know enough about the profile, but it is a smoke green profile. Generally pretty stiff in the butt section and tip section from that sort of shaft. Very stiff overall, really. But it's a lightweight version, so it could well go quite well for someone like you who doesn't necessarily have massive amounts of speed, but it will stay quite stable.
Yeah, no, I felt
What
good.
about torque wise?
Like,
Yeah, 4.4.
the first one, bang, I put down, hit it. It was beautiful.
Go check it out. I think this will be good for a lot of people. The other two are adjustable. They'll be good for a lot of people too. It'll be just interesting to see what you think when you test them.
It's a Ben 10, eh?
Ben 10.
Do you know who Ben 10's dad is?
Steve 63.
Glenn 20.
That's right. Good idea, Glenn 20.
Do you know what? See, at least you can say this joke and, well, hopefully. I'm sorry if I offended
Yeah, if you can offend somebody,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
you deserve to. Right, check it out. Very, very good. The
Great
whole
one.
range is very good. Seriously, go check out the speed. Good for a lot of people. Bugger all adjustment. You've got the neck there as well, which Callaway's had forever and a day. It doesn't change the orientation of the shaft.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Yep. And like I said, worthwhile having a look at it. Like,
All the drivers
at the
that
level of play and the way I hit it and everything else, sometimes you might need to step a little bit to the side rather than go, nah, this is the most forgiving and blah 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 or everything else. You throw them all in the mix.
definitely got to throw them all.
You can push some aside. Once because not necessarily always the biggest, most forgiving will be the most suited.
No.
So,
But I certainly think that a lot of these new drivers, these included, new TaylorMades, the Titleist, Strixons, Ping, yes, they're
Yep.
all gotten more
yeah, the Penguin's
stable.
the other one that we hit.
More stable.
Yep. With that, they feel more stable.
They feel
And
like they don't want to
feel
carry on
like-
as much.
No, they feel like they want to hold that line and,
Good.
good stuff.
Stay tuned for the next couple, the Max and the Max LS.
Yep.
Richo's new driver.
Very-
Maybe.
Very,
Que-
very enjoyable.
Question mark.
Very enjoyable.
very enjoyable. That's 2 out of the last
Yep,
3 or 4 we tried.
That's a couple, yep.
So there you go. So that and a Titans for 2 enjoyable clubs.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, mate.
They're all good.
It's probably the same one Gary uses, isn't it?
Gary Woodland.
Why?
Oh, actually, you're probably right. It is. Needs all the speed he can get.
Always need
Callaway. Yeah. Right. Men in Black. Gary playing Men in Black. See you next time.
Oh,
Epic.
Beautiful, we're still going.
Callaway
Yep.
Epic.
Hey, get out
Callaway
there and rip
Epic.
into it.
Epic Speed.
Hey,
else?
shout yourself a new driver.
Or else Richo will take it off you.
Shout me one.
Done. Thanks, Callaway. Bye.
Beautiful. And don't forget, smash that like button.
You're
That's
a
what you
weirdo.
say, don't you?
Oh, that's what they say to say.
Hey? I don't know. If you don't like it, don't like it. Hit dislike. Who cares?
Yep.
I don't care. But anyhow, see you then. Beautiful.
See you.